We've had a bunch of you asking how to stay focused and create an amazing short film when you're on a tight deadline. So we reached out to the awesome guys at Atomic Productions who are old HitFilm users and have been entering film festivals for years. They recently won a ton of awards in the 48-hour film project San Antonio with their film Thunder and Ash, which won a bunch of things including Best Film, Best Director, Best Cinematography, Best Editing, and loads more. So they know what they're talking about.
You said anything. I didn't know.
These guys are film festival winning machines, and they've got plenty of tips to show you how to do the same thing.
I'm Ben Adams. I am part of Atomic Productions.
My name is Andrew Adams. I'm the creative director of Atomic Productions. I write and produce and edit the 48 hours that we work on.
So the 48 hour is a unique opportunity to bring people together for 2 days. And the idea is that at the end of the day or at the end of the weekend, you've accomplished something, you've made a movie, so that you can ask things of people that you normally wouldn't be able to on a conventional short film because it's so quick.
And it gives you the opportunity to work on a movie where you can get all these locations together and actors together and friends together to work on something that you might not otherwise get.
People can help you, you can gather locations, resources, equipment, and everyone knows that at the end of the weekend you're going to be done no matter what.
What the 48 hour does is it galvanizes all those people together. It creates a team dynamic.
Paramount to the 48 hour is trust. Maintaining trust with your crew, with your cast, and with your audience.
Having trust and teamwork to get that together in a weekend is really integral to not just making something and completing it, but making it good.
So the way to succeed is to not overthink the process, to just get organized and go out and do it and keep it simple.
The first thing you should do is tally your resources. What do you have, who do you have, and where do you have at your disposal?
You want to think about locations. You want to think about places that you see day to day that are interesting or that look cool to you.
You take all these things, these resources that are really cool, high production things, and you say, okay, how can I use them in the story? And that's where you go, because that's going to be the most practical, realistic way to get something done, is to use what you have at your disposal.
You want to think back to the films that you enjoy, and essentially you can rip off what you like. In one of our films, we liked the final scene of Seven where Brad Pitt's in that stark sunlight, and so we took that element, we copied it, we put it in our other film. We liked the opening of Mission Impossible 3, so we put that in a film, the hard light and the yelling. We liked, the interview scene from the movie Deja Vu, so we took that and we did an interview similar to that. Taking these pieces and elements of things that you like and making them into something that's your own, that's completely different and distinct.
The biggest thing is understanding your world. When you're writing a 48 hour, or when you're producing a 48 hour, or when you're just filming one, understand what world your characters live in. You want to make something that feels grand, but is still a very small, manageable story. I think the problem with a lot of people is they say, oh, we're going to do this big fantasy, we're going to have all these effects, and that doesn't work. You want to do something that's practical, realistic, and manageable. For us, that's always, okay, how many actors do we have? Let's do a story with 2 or 3 actors. You keep it small and keep the story simple. It's so-and-so wants to get this from them. That's your whole story.
In a short film, you don't have a lot of time to get your message across, and you have even less time to get the audience on board. I think the way to succeed is you want to make something that first and foremost is entertaining, that hooks the audience. What you want to do is you want to be as impressive as possible, as quickly as possible. For us, it's always been having very strong visuals and very strong themes in our story that connect to those visuals, connecting the technical to the narrative, rather than just relying on one or the other.
Time organization is a big part of it. We've won several of them, very fortunately, before, and a big part of that is apportioning your time. If you can sit 1 hour in and write on a whiteboard or a chalkboard or on a computer and say, these are my 48 hours, so-and-so needs to be for production, so-and-so needs to be for post-production, and what is the leeway time we have in between all of those, and say, we're going to film this, then we're going to edit this, then we're going to film this, then we're going to edit this, and we need music by this point, and we need so-and-so by this point. Maybe your first act you can get done in the first couple hours. So you film that, and you start editing that as the rest of your crew goes and films the second act. Being able to literally visually see that right when you get started and just check off boxes as you go along, it makes the whole thing more manageable and less stressful, and that overall makes a better product.
Now, when it comes to shooting, I also think it's important to get coverage. Everyone always assumes that they're gonna get this perfect shot or their perfect storyboarded piece, and then that's gonna be it, and they get the one shot and they're done. You need options. You need options when you're editing. You need options to make the film, because you never know quite how it's going to end up. It's 48 hours after all. You want to give the editor options. You want to give the cast options. So even when it comes down to shooting, pay attention to lighting, pay attention to things that look cool, even if they're just, if it's just the window of a bar. At Slow Burn, we saw a window with light coming through it, and instead of setting this huge lighting setup, we went to the bar, asked them if we could shoot there for an hour and a half, and knocked out a whole major scene. Just simply because it looked cool. You want to pay attention to the world around you, pay attention to resources. Part of making a cohesive short film is paying attention to production design. And that's not just the cinematography or even the lighting, it's paying attention to, do your locations match your actors, match your costuming, match everything. So we like to, for instance, we had a Western. We went ahead, we got the revolver, we got the leather jacket, we got the edge of town, big vista. We knew that these were elements from Westerns, elements from our genre that we wanted to emulate. You know, the point of making a film, one is to make something good, but two, you want to have fun and you want to make sure that what you're doing is important to you.
You know, at the end of the day, it's all about making something you care about and having fun doing it.
If you can do that within 48 hours, you've got a winner on your hands.
Remember to subscribe if you like weekly filmmaking tips and tutorials. We've got some really exciting content coming up over the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that.